It's Thursday night market in hysterical downtown Grass Valley. Everybody's in the street, including Nevada County TV. They're bringing all the fun to the homes in the community. Live on the air, just like you were there. It's a chance to see all your old friends and make new friends in the open evening air. You'll hear the bands, everyone's hand will be extended at Thursday night market in hysterical downtown Grass Valley.
Good evening, Nevada County, and welcome back for another exciting evening of the Thursday Night Summer Market Festival here in Grass Valley. I'm Rick Caravelli, along with my co-host, Cheryl Noble.
Well, good evening to you, Rick, and it's hard to believe, but there's only 2 more shows left, and the summer has gone by so quickly. I can't believe it. But in the meantime, we've got a great program for you tonight, including the incredible musical guest, Dyin Breed.
Well, yeah, and let's not forget, we're going to head over to the Neo stage and check out some of those young artisans over there. Along with that, we're going to do one of our favorite features and talk to some of the local merchants here, and we're going to try to bring up a little information about the new Prop 37 that's going on the bill. And one other really good feature is Gil had the opportunity to talk with Jim Adams, and we're going to bring on tomorrow night's Nevada Union football.
Yep, very nice. All right, even though there's only 2 shows left, you can catch these episodes anytime you want, 24/7, all year long, on our 2 YouTube channels. That's Touchdown Production 1 and also Thursday Night Market. You can also catch the program on Wednesday nights, 8:30 p.m., NCTV Channel 11 and Sunlink 16.
Well, Cheryl, let's get started. Let's go down and catch some of that Dyin
Woo,
Breed.
yeah.
see more of Dyin Breed later. And let's not forget our final show next week, where it'll be Marcus James and Washa Ronnie.
Yeah, so you want to come on down for that. But in the meantime, there's still a lot more ahead, so
Don't you go anywhere.
Downtown Grass Valley.
Gold and silver are more important as a part of your investment portfolio more now than ever before. There's inflationary pressures. China alone could push the gold price more than double from $1,000 to $2,000 an ounce. Hi, my name is Jason Hommel and welcome to the JH Mint. Here at the JH Mint we have all sorts of gold and silver. We have about 200 ounces of gold. We have about 20,000 ounces of silver or more in stock. We also assay or scrap gold jewelry and placer gold, and we will be here for all of your gold and silver investing needs Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Since 1979, the Grass Valley Downtown Association has been advocating for our businesses in the downtown district. Fast forward to 2012, and Grass Valley has a vibrant downtown with over 218 businesses. The GVDA creates over 20 events to bring our community together and invite tourists to experience all that is downtown Grass Valley. This is Julia Jordan inviting you to our newest event, the Taste of Grass Valley, September 22nd, a truly unique wine tasting experience.
The Owl has been part of Mill Street for 132 years. The hand-carved Austrian cherrywood bar was built in 1880, and the food has become legendary with entrees including steak and prawns cooked to perfection. Pair your meal with a selection from their extensive wine list. Your host Steve Graham invites you to step back in time and enjoy a great meal with family and friends at the new Owl Grill and Saloon.
Welcome back to the Thursday Night Market. I'm Gil Dominguez, and right to my left is our play-by-play announcer for NU football for the last several years, Jim Adams. Jim, welcome to the Thursday Night Market.
Hey, Gil, it's great to be here. An exciting time of year.
It is. Football is just upon us, and tomorrow we get the opportunity to have the very first game at home.
Well, you know, and we're going to take on McQueen. McQueen is a team that comes from Reno, always plays for the Nevada State title, an extremely competitive squad. They're coming here off of a loss last season after winning the first season of this series against Nevada Union, and so tomorrow promises to be a very exciting game.
I was watching a little bit of the game this morning as I was building a reel for the game tomorrow night, and the very first score of the year was an interception
by Hank Humphers.
Who did a pick six and went in, and the Miners were off and running after that.
And they were never turned back after that. This year's squad for Nevada Union, you'll see my article in Friday's the Union newspaper. We'll start a weekly series called In the Huddle, our fourth straight year of that. We're going to do a lot of previewing of Nevada Union, and this year is a really different year in that Nevada Union has an extremely strong offensive line. They have a tenured quarterback in Kyle Cota. They have 6 different backs that they can use in different situations. Ian Davis returns as a receiver, and Austin Marks is going to be at tight end. Offense is going to be really exciting this year, Gil.
And now I understand you've had a chance to talk with Dave already. I spoke with him briefly last night on the phone, and his excitement of the new season, it was like Christmas Day.
Yeah, had a chance to speak with Dave, and then Race Lucas, who has been a coach for Nevada Union for many years, and they are both saying with great constitution that this year is going to be special.
So, of course, we will be bringing you those games every Saturday night at 8 o'clock on NCTV, which is Comcast Channel 11, Suddenlink Channel 16, and then it'll repeat again on Sunday, and it's 10 o'clock time slot. And then something new this year, we'll be making a highlight reel of each game. It'll be posted on the union.com on the sports section, and we will also be placing the games on our YouTube network at Game of the Week. So it's youtube.com/user/Game of the Week, all one word, and you'll be able to watch the whole game whenever you want to.
Well, and you know, next week is McQueen, but then after that, Nevada Union with arguably the toughest preseason. We'll just take you through the first 3 weeks. Week 2, Grant. Week 3, Pleasant Grove. All 3 teams that they'll be playing in the first 3 weeks are teams that are either ranked in the state of Nevada or ranked here in the Sac Joaquin section. Grant coming in at number 4. So the competition's going to be great.
The revival of that rivalry between NU and Grant is really going to be something to see, and I think the whole community is looking forward to that. That's an away game. The Pleasant Grove game is away. That'll be at Sheldon High School. And then we have the opportunity to come back home before the bye week and play a very talented Elk Grove team.
All of the preseason games will be challenging. Here's what I say. I say the Miners are going to go with 2 losses in the regular season. They will take those 2 losses into the playoffs, and they will at least win their first 2 games.
There you go. Jim Adams making his predictions for NU football. Jimmy, thanks a lot for swinging
Joe,
by
always
here.
Good to see you.
It's going to be fun tomorrow with you,
hey.
Paul Brown, the Big M later on during the season, and we're going to be introducing Scott Hopper, who will be our sideline reporter. I think he's going to bring a lot of energy to the program.
You know, whenever we take Marty Mortensen to Grant, you know that's a special occasion.
Yes, it is. Marty will be going to Grant, and you're driving him.
I am, yes.
So there you go. Some good car conversation.
So we're looking forward to it. Yeah.
All right. Let's go back right now to Cheryl and Rick Caravelli in the market.
One of our regular features is visiting a vendor, and our own Cheryl Noble had an opportunity to talk with the folks on Yes on 37.
Thanks, Rick. I did get an opportunity to walk to one of our vendors here tonight. They are the Proposition 37 on our November ballots, and with me here tonight is a big supporter, Dave Moyer. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, let's start with the basics. Tell us about Proposition 37.
37 will require labeling of all what we call GM foods, genetically modified foods. Currently, unless you're a scientist, you have no idea if you're eating GM foods or not.
Okay, and I'm not a scientist, but I do want to know what I'm eating. So 37 is a yes to tell us what is in our foods through the labeling. And already food manufacturers are putting a lot of information and nutritional information on there, but they're leaving out a lot of the funny stuff that we don't know what's in there. Is that right?
It kind of sneaked in, starting back in the first Bush administration when Dan Quayle wanted to prevent too much regulation. And the companies began to introduce genetically modified foods into the diet. And most Americans don't even know they're eating them.
Right.
But the problem is that they are a fundamentally different kind of food, even though they're officially considered grass, generally recognized as safe.
And through that time, though, over the years, we're starting to see a lot of different health issues evolve. And all of that seems to be pinpointing, and even you were telling me before our interview, the environmentalist, the association has looked at a lot of research and studies showing that these unknown mystery additives in our food is linked to a lot of our health problems now that have really evolved in the last few years.
A lot of people say they're really identical products, GM and non-GM foods. But the process they use is to shoot like a shotgun into the gene, and in the process they hit all kinds of other things, and then they add different bacteria to it as well. So that even though the product may taste like a regular corn or regular soy, interestingly enough, animals will choose regular over GM if you give it a chance. We don't have a choice, so we tend to eat it. So there are differences, and when you get food, you're told there's MSG in it, and some people have a real problem with MSG.
Right. And sodium nitrate is another
sodium
big
nitrite,
one.
which has been implicated in cancer, salt, and
even sugars,
and yet
false sugars.
Right, and yet the biotech industry is pumping $25 million into this campaign against about $2.8 million that the Pro 37 has, in order to prevent the labeling process.
And why do you think that is? I mean, is it going to bring them down, or they don't want us knowing, or they don't want to have to go out and relabel everything?
Depends how.
Why do they not want us to know?
It depends how conspiratorial you are.
Okay.
Some will tell you.
I just want basic.
Yeah.
Just tell me the truth.
Some will tell you that companies like Monsanto basically want to get a monopoly on the seed for the entire world.
Well,
companies like Monsanto. But in the immediate term, I think they have some concern that if people were aware of the difference, that they might choose the GM foods, particularly as more and more research is coming out. We're passing out literature down here at our booth,
yes.
and here's one from a doctor's health warning. It's actually a quote. It's a statement by the American Academy of Environmental Medicine. They urge all patients to avoid genetically modified food. And then the reason they give is infertility, immune problems, accelerated aging, faulty insulin regulation, changes in major organs and the gastrointestinal system. And these findings have occurred with animal studies, not by the corporations, but by independent researchers who have done the studies.
Yeah.
For example, a researcher in Russia worked with hamsters, and she found over 3 generations they were sterile, and some of the hamsters had hair in their mouths. And these hamsters were fed, I don't remember if it was BT corn or soy. I think it was soy, but I'm not sure about that. I have to check my notes.
We are finding and reading and learning more about the connection between GMO, GM foods and health. If this, and with hopefully it does pass, this is our state on our state ballot. How do you think that would impact nationwide if it passes here?
Interesting question. Actually, we are a swing state, not as far as the presidential race is concerned. We're a swing state as far as this bill is concerned. And if this bill if the proposition is passed, we constitute we're the 1/8 largest country in the world.
Yeah.
And
or the state is.
The state is.
Yeah.
And the state has huge marketing muscle. And I think there'll
So
be a gradual, will influence the whole industry.
Right.
And eventually they'll have to have labeling for all the foods.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of money being spent to kill the project, the proposition. One of the arguments is that it'll be like 65, in which they had headhunter fees for people who go out and go to a store and say, you don't have a sign up about your cancer-reducing substances. That's the reason you see these cancer, and every place you go, it says, caution, we may have cancer. They don't get sued.
Yeah.
But this one does not give fees for catching people. It just tries to assure compliance with the law.
Yeah.
And there's no new federal or state bureaucracy set up to enforce it. It's enforced by people who have the means to find out if the product is GM or not, and then if it is and it's not labeled, to go to the company and say, would you please label your food? We want to know.
And that was one of my questions, is how many food manufacturers would be across the board? I mean, what's the starting level of somebody who manufacturers? Do they have to have a price of what their gross income is or sales of goods?
We're not looking at, because the effects are so subtle when you have small amounts of it, you can't prove that a little bit of this is going to cause a problem. So therefore, if you have a little GM in a food or a lot of GM in a food, you have to label it.
Well, I guess what size food industry or company would affect
all
everybody?
Of them. All of them, yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't
and they're fighting it too, by the way. Kellogg's and General Mills, they're all fighting it.
Yeah. I can understand. It just seems, we were talking earlier too, that we're living in a culture of TMI. We've got information everywhere. We're told what our speed limits are, and we've got guidelines for that. We have information everywhere, and this is just, why not give us the information and let us know and be able to decide what food we want and make a choice.
But unfortunately, that very same factor can cause people to say, "Oh, they're warning us all the time about this stuff." They're just overly concerned.
It's like the bacon, or eggs. A few years it'll change. Give it some time.
Right.
Years ago it was the eggs. Now they weren't good for you, and now it's like, and butter. It's not good for you.
But that's actually hard science. I mean, a guy named Pustai got millions of dollars by the biotech industry to evaluate the effect of GM potatoes on rats.
Oh, goodness.
In
Doesn't
Europe,
sound good.
This is the reason, by the way, in Europe, GMs have not had a good start. Because when Pustai evaluated the rats, he found immune problems, he found digestive problems, he found inflammation in the gut. And on television, he said, it's not fair to make the people guinea pigs And shortly after
and
that,
we are.
he was fired.
Well, you've got my vote now. So tell us how we can get some information. Is there? I know at the booth they've got these handouts, but is there a website
There's
we
a
can go to?
righttoknow.org.
Okay.
That is the statewide site to go to.
Okay.
I think we're in the process of changing over from Nevada County labeled GMO to Right to Know.
Right to know.
It's
okay.
so basic, you know. The farmer
Yep.
has the right to plant
And-
GM corn. It seems like we should have a right to know what we're eating.
Yes, and I agree with you. So, and I appreciate your time so much for coming by and enlightening us and getting the word out. So, Dave, thank you so much.
Thank you. If anybody comes
Okay.
next week, we'll have another booth here.
That's right, for the
Passing
final
out
show.
lots of free literature.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a lot more to come on Thursday Night Market, so don't you go anywhere.
Downtown Grass Valley.
Since 1979, the Grass Valley Downtown Association has been advocating for our businesses in the downtown district. Fast forward to 2012, and Grass Valley has a vibrant downtown with over 218 businesses. The GVDA creates over 20 events to bring our community together and invite tourists to experience all that is downtown Grass Valley. This is Julia Jordan inviting you to our newest event, the Taste of Grass Valley, September 22nd, a truly unique wine tasting experience.
Nothing beats the high fidelity of vinyl recordings. Clock Tower Records in downtown Grass Valley is your home for everything vinyl. Their large selection of new and used vinyl guarantees you're sure to find every artist. Choose from the Beatles, The Who, Jefferson Starship, rock, folk, country, and jazz. They carry vintage posters, books, and with record companies now producing more new vinyl, you're sure to find the latest hits at Clock Tower Records.
Truth may vary, this ship will carry our bodies safe to shore. Voice in my head that's holding me back. Tell her that I'm missing talks. Soon it will be over and buried with our past. We used to play outside when we were young and full of life and full of some days I feel like I'm wrong when I am right. It's playing tricks on you, my dear. 'Cause though the truth may vary, this ship will carry our bodies safe to shore. Don't listen to a word I say. The screams all sound the same. Though the truth may vary, this ship will carry our bodies safe to shore. You're gone away. I watched you disappear, and all that's left is a ghost of you. We're torn apart. There's nothing we can do. Just let me go. We'll meet again soon. Now wait for me. Please hang around. We'll see you when I fall asleep. Don't listen to a word I say. The screams all sound the same. But the truth may vary. This ship will carry our bodies safe to shore. Don't listen to a word I say. The screams all sound the same. But the truth may vary. This ship will carry our bodies safe to shore. The truth may vary. This ship will carry our bodies safe to shore. As though the truth may vary, this ship will carry our bodies safe to shore.
So we'll see you here next week, right underneath the clock tower on the corner of Mill and Main, for our final installment of the Grass Valley Thursday Night Summer Festival.
And right now we're going to take another last trip down to the community concert series and catch the Dyin Breed.
Good night, everyone.